Hey everyone, and welcome to the results video for the mini soft toy stall contest. Now, for this contest, all the players had to build something and they had to use the soft toy stall in their entry, which is a stall that was introduced in one of the expansions for Rollercoaster Tycoon 2. Now, we don't see it used often in parks, but I think it's actually one of the nicer stalls from the expansion, so I decided to do a contest with them. Right, for the people who are watching, I hope you're all having a nice evening. We got 12 entries for this contest. In this video I will show all of them. I'll start with the one that got the lowest score, and I'll finish by announcing who's the winner of this round. It's the afternoon for some people. Oh, of course. Alright, let's start with 12th place. We got quite a few newcomers in this round, by the way. So, in 12th place, with a score of 5.17, we have the entry from Alex0903. Alex made this little park. Here you see the spiral slide, the little ring around it. Here's a horse, but it does kind of glitch into the ground when it's running. It's one of these little rodeo rides. And over here we see the soft toy stall on top of the gate here. And I believe it's called Jared. Yeah, I do quite like the gardens. I think those are pretty nice. Other than that, not really much to say about this entry. I think the bridge is also pretty nice. Hey, it's cute, I guess. I must say I also quite like how the foliage here is done. Definitely not bad. Alright, then we get to 11th place with 5.44 points. In 11th place we have Raggots. Alright, Raggots decided to make a bigger version of the soft toy stall out of ice. I think it's not even a bad attempt. I think it's actually done pretty nicely. It's definitely recognizable. And he also added this wild mouse coaster that travels through the ice block. And here in the back we have this alien for some reason. You don't see these very often in contests. Maybe we should do a contest with this object as well. Oh yeah, here you can see the tail of the little dino. I think that's also pretty cool. Oh yeah, the eyes also pretty well done. He used these football helmets for them. Pretty nice find. Right, well, yeah, for the rest of the entry, I think Raggots could have chosen some nicer colors. And the rest of this is all brown with green. I think it goes really well with the pink and blue that we have over here. So probably a different choice for the ground texture would have been nice. And other than that, there's also some random scenery over here. Probably it could have been themed a bit more cohesive. But yeah, for a first time entry, not bad at all. Alright, then we get to 10th place. And in 10th place, with a score of 5.58, we find another newcomer by the name of Home. Now, Home made this nice little castle over here for the station. This part is a little bit crowded with all these guests here. Here we see this weird glitch that has been in the game for a long time, where the entrance sign glitches. Over here we find this junior coaster. Now I do think it's a bit fast. It also does seem to have chain lift over here for some reason. And then finally here at the end it dips down into the station. And I think these brakes over here must get pretty hot. The coaster is really tall, layout's pretty short, so it really hits those brakes at a high speed. If I'm not mistaken, it's even launched here. Oh, it has some boosters over here. Oh yeah, I do think the soft toy stalls were used in a pretty fun way. You can see this one, which is spitting water out. This one's spitting out even more water. Now, I always recommend to not mix these two kinds of fountains in your park, because this one has a very different animation style than this one, and they look very different. Actually, I recommend not using this one at all. It just looks so weird. Maybe in the right context it does look good, but if you mix these two, yeah, you'll just get two different kinds of water. That just looks weird. Speaking of things that look weird, I think these supports also look kind of strange. Not really sure what's going on with these. Here the soft toy cells also used in a funny way. It says bye, and this one's crying from both eyes in both directions. Very sad. Oh yeah, fun entry. Alright, and then we get to 9th place. And 9th place with 6.11 points, we have Bowen. Now, I believe this entry takes place in Florida, and some kind of monster has appeared from the swamp. He's made of big 3D cinema balls, dinghy slide, and here you can see the little soft toy stall. And yeah, there's also this little airfield over here with helicopters that travel around the monster. I think this is actually pretty funny. Oh, I wonder actually what this kind of wall is. Must also be from the expansions. Wood fence with that fence. I don't recognize it, but I think here it actually works pretty well. I see some people in chat calling it Derpklink or Derpzilla. No, it's not actually named, which is also something which I recommend. Name your rides. Now, something which I also advise Bowen to be careful with is tree placement, and these trees are placed here on top of the water, which I think looks a bit weird. I do like the beep scenes in this entry. That's always a good idea to have. You can see some guests here doing it for the gram. Not sure what that means. Well, yeah, here's some peeps taking pictures. No pic. Did it really happen? Yeah, these guys are really going to be internet famous if they survive. Here's a little crashed helicopter. Yeah, I thought this was a really funny entry. Nice work. Alright, then we get to 8th place. And we actually make quite a jump in score. From 6.11 for this entry, we go to 8th place with 7.39 points. And in 8th place, we have Lurker. Now, Lurker made this beautiful mini golf track. It's called Dino Golf. You can see lots of prehistoric stuff here. There's all these dinosaurs, these giant dragonflies. And here on top you can also see this banner with the sign saying Dino Golf. And the little dinosaur on top. I think that's a really good usage of the soft toy stall. I think this goes together really well. Also, hello to everybody in the chat. For the people who just joined, we're reviewing all these entries that were made for the soft toy stall contest. And right now we're at 8th place out of 12. And this is the entry from Lurker. Now, one thing that Lurker maybe could have still done is maybe recolor some of the mini golf holes so they're not all green. Just a minor nitpick, just minor something he could add. I think it's a nice detail that he added these benches here on these paths. I think that's especially nice when you're doing mini golf with a few people, so that the other contestants can sit and spectate. Yeah, I also like the way that Lurker did the floor tiles here. Also the coloring. I think these ground textures also go together really well. Really nice colors here. Alright, then we get to 7th place with 7.44 points. And there we have P2. Now, personally, I actually scored this one much higher. I thought this one looked really cool. Basically, it's a giant version of the soft toy stall. I think it's done really nicely, especially also with these ride vehicles used here on the back as spikes. And we also have these little alpine coaster vehicles for the toes. Now, what I think held people back from scoring it a bit higher maybe is this path style and these random lamps maybe. But yeah, I thought this was really cool, and this was really one of my favorite entries. So I'm a bit sad to see it quite low in the list. Yeah, other than this big sculpture, there's not really much to see in this entry. The soft toy stall itself is actually hidden inside this building here. Maybe also that could also be why some people scored it a bit lower. Seeing that the soft toy stall itself is actually hidden, and yeah, it doesn't really add much to the entry. Overall, I thought this entry was really cool, so personally I gave it a really high score. Well, a really awesome work from P2. I think this is just super creative. I love how we used all the different objects here, especially these teeth. I think they're also done in a really nice way. Alright, then we get to 6th place. And in 6th place, with a score of 7.63, we have 30. And 30 created this shuttle loop. Now, the shuttle loop is called Debbie's Flight. And of course, there's also a soft toy stall, which you can see here over the gate. I think it's really cool how 30 gave the soft toy style wings using these scenery objects. But I also like how he did the, let's call it legs of the gate for the supports. Now we also see this little test seat over here. Not really sure how easy it would be to get in here. But yeah, these guests have managed to get in, and I believe they're waiting for someone to release them from the test seats. Yeah, it is a little bit on the glitchy side though. One thing I really like is how 30 did these supports. Looks like he actually pasted a piece of these supports for a normal loop for the looping coaster over here. And I think those work incredibly well for supporting a loop like this. That's definitely a trick that I'm going to steal. Also works from the other angles. Yeah, very cool trick. Now, one thing that probably would have been nice is maybe some higher fences over here, so guests wouldn't be able to step out of here and go to watch the loop. Not that they're gonna do that in this game, since guests in Rollercoaster Tycoon tend to be very well behaved. But yeah, it is something that I would have added. Another something which I really like is how 30 actually put these signs here on the sides of these walls to make it look like these are doors. That's a really neat detail. Yeah, super nicely done. Alright, then we get to 5th place. And in 5th place, with a score of 8.11, we have levels. Now, here we see a nest with some eggs, and we see these mini soft toy stalls over here. So I think these have just hatched. And here's their mother. And it's kind of hard to believe that something so cute will grow up to get such a grotesque face. Oh my. But I will say this looks really cool. Yeah, this is all these little track pieces over here mixed with these scenery pieces. That's done really well. But oh my, this face. Yeah, maybe Levels could have worked a bit more on the face design, so it's a bit less nightmare-ish. Or maybe it was supposed to look like a nightmare. I'm not sure. I do know that it's really difficult to get something like this right. I don't often do sculptures like this. I did some in Fantasyland Mega Park, but yeah, it's super tough to get it to look nice. So, but yeah, this is definitely something that will haunt me tonight as I try to sleep. But yeah, a super awesome entry. I think it's a super cool idea, and the Levels executed it really well. Alright, then we get to 4th place. And in 4th place, with a score of 8.17, we have the entry from Solx. Solx made this dark ride. It's called the home of the Derposaurus Rex. And yeah, here you can see this dark ride. So here's where the guests are entering it from this 3D cinema, apparently. Here's the entrance for the queue. And yeah, this is part of the ride. You can see this fence here in this Jurassic theme. It looks like the Derplink, the Derposaurus, has escaped. And here he sort of is attacking the guests who are riding here. And here the guests teleport into the void and appear over here again. Yeah, personally I ranked this one a bit lower, since I would have liked to see a bit more of the dark ride itself. A lot of it yeah, just happens to play off outside of the park right now. So that was a bit of a disappointment for me. I think since the vehicles teleport here anyway, Solx definitely had a bit more park space to play with. But at least the soft toy stall is used in a great way over here, I think. Yeah, it seems a lot of people really love the name Derplink. But yeah, I must say that this entry has some nice details. I really like the queue line that you see over here. And the part of the ride that you can see, but also the front of the building, I think those look great. Alright, then we get to 3rd place. And in 3rd place, with a score of 8.67, you have In Error Predicting a Frog, or In Error Predicting a Vault. Now, of all the entries, this was actually my favorite. And this is, of course, the old Frogger game. Now, for people who are in the chat who are a bit younger, maybe they don't recognize this game. But the people who are the same age as me probably will recognize this game. Well, in this game you play as a frog. First you have to cross traffic, and then later you have to jump across turtles, I guess, and logs. There's also some crocodiles here. And then you have to jump to the lily pads at the end. Yeah, I think In Error Predicting a Vault did an awesome job here. There's some really cool details as well. Also here you have the score board at the side. And I believe when you open up the entry, you can also see this time counter, or this bar running down. Let me quickly reload it. Here you can see this bar, which slowly decreases, and it shows the time that the player still has to get to the other side. Now here on the side, there's also some fun stuff. In our particular fault, used all these stone blocks, and he recolored them to write Frogger here. I think that's a really nice way to make a sign like this. Here you can also see some stuff. This N53, this must be from Mini Contest 53. I believe it's Mini 54 actually. Or maybe it's referencing something else. The Joker Cup was round 53. And here is In Error's name. But yeah, I thought this was super cool. I really enjoyed this entry. Alright, there's just 2 entries remaining. I will first show both of them, and after that I will reveal which one is the winner of this round. Alright, first off, there's the entry from Max Arceus. And Max Arceus actually recreated Pokemon Emerald, I believe. Here you can see a scene from the Pokemon game. So this is, of course, the Pokemon Totodurp, who we all know. And he's losing versus Octohead, which is also definitely a real Pokemon. Well, here at the bottom you can see the moves that could be picked. This is Water Gun, Scratch, Leer or Bite. You can also see the PP here and the water. The HP bar, or the HP bar over here. You can see how much experience Totodurp has. There's just all these nice little details. I do think the text over here does look a little bit derpy, with it all being at different levels. Not sure how tedious it would be to get it all at the same level, or whether it's even possible. I think it would be possible, but definitely not easy. So I can see why it is like it is over here. But yeah, I think it's really nicely done. I also love the grass background here, the circle. It's definitely visible that Max Arceus looked at some real screens of this game and he copied it. If you're stuck for inspiration in this game and you're trying to build something, it's always easier to copy something from reference images than it is to come up with something yourself. And usually it will look nicer too. Yeah, I think Max Arceus did an awesome job creating this scene. Alright, then let's go check out the final entry. And the final entry is the entry from Wes. And Wes created this museum here. Now, I love these arches here and this structure in the background. There's these big banners hanging here. So this is called fossils and dinosaurs. So it looks like they have 2 actual fossils here. This is just so nicely done with these different track types. Also some vehicles being used here, some scenery. Looks like guests can actually walk under this exhibit. There's also all these guests, there's a little frozen peeps here taking pictures and stuff. Yeah, that's so cool. I think this is a guest jumping that has been frozen. Yeah, these little peep scenes add so much life to this entry. It's really cool. And of course, here we have the star of the show. Here's this dinosaur. And looks like Wes actually used these river rafts to make a mouth for the dinosaur. But also, the details on the back looks like some monorail track here, also with a little spine on the back. Or these spikes, whatever it is. These legs are also done using vehicles, looks like. And there's also some companions down here, I believe. Yeah, this is just so full of little details. Yeah, it's an amazing creation from Wes. Now, of course, only one of these last 2 entries can be the winner of this round. So yeah, I think it's time for a little drum roll, and it's time to see who is the winner of the mini soft toy style contest. Now, I don't know how loud this drum roll will be, so yeah, you may get a jump scare. Anyway, the winner of the mini soft toy style contest is... this, with a score of 8.89. And Max Arceus got second with a score of 8.72. Now, both of these last two entries were really amazing. Yeah, some of the other entries were also done really well. And yeah, I love to see how everybody used this soft toy style in a really creative way. So yeah, I want to thank all the people who joined this contest, and also want to thank everybody who voted in this contest. And yeah, we'll do a new contest pretty soon. Alright, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you like this video, please like it. It would really help out my channel. Love to hear in the comments which one of these entries is your favorite. And if you want to stay updated on these contests, you can always subscribe to my channel. Alright, hope you all enjoyed the stream. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.